Roundtable, episode number 9. Yes, I know that because that's the title I put to it. Dang it. And I don't know, maybe gonna change that intro because it's not really raining anymore. But we'll see what's up with that. Anyway, let's go ahead and let's bring in our lovely, beautiful trucking queen, one Miss Becky Lopez, aka B.
Hi.
How
Hello.
you, how you doing, girlfriend?
Good. Good. It's almost the weekend, so that's always a good thing.
Is it almost a long weekend for you, or is it just gonna be a regular weekend?
Ugh, I have so much going on. Tomorrow got radio. Saturday I have pictures. Sunday I have pictures. Monday I do radio again. So yeah, it's just a long weekend. Yeah,
Yes, you hear that, all you peasants out there? She's actually doing stuff.
a lot of stuff. Oh my goodness.
She's doing a lot of things.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and let's bring in from one of the greatest Rocky movies ever, Rocky Part 5. I will argue that to the day I die. When Rocky tells Tommy the Machine Gun, who's your best friend? It's Frankie Fear, right? Frankie Fear. Well, Frankie Fear turned out to be a punk. We got the real Fear. His name is Freddie Fear from Two Face Entertainment. Freddie Fear, Fred Segura.
Hey, what's up, guys? Thank you for that intro. That's awesome, bro. Thank you.
That's a good one,
How you
huh?
guys doing, man? Good to see you, man. Good to see you guys. Oh,
Fred, Fred, you remember that conversation he was having with him in the basement? No, no, yo, your
yes,
best friend is a man named Frankie Fear. Frankie Fear.
bro. You know what? Again, I love the whole saga, if you will. My least favorite, I'd have to go with Rocky Four. But hey, but I still love it. I still love it, and that's it. That's it. That's the bottom line. Hey, I think I removed the funhouse mirror so I don't look as fat. I think. Anyways,
We could
anyways.
see that. We could see that. I think you busted out a razor and just shaved a little bit during the intro. I think
Yeah,
we
I
could
need
no,
to
see
I
that.
take
just
those mirrors off over here too. I look fat over here too.
no,
B B
yeah, and you know what? Oh,
Go
go
for
ahead.
it, Fred. Go for it. Go for it, Fred. Go for
No,
it.
no. Okay, just for the record, I don't wear glasses, but I need them to read because I can see you guys blurry. So I don't wear glasses on the regular. People think, oh you look funny without glasses. I just use them to read and to see. But other than that, I don't wear glasses. Sometimes
Mm,
I prefer to wear them. I mean, not to wear them because it's better. I don't see certain things.
That's how I
Anyways,
feel with glasses I can't see.
right, all right. I'm like, "Hey," I can see, but I gotta make it out. I'm good. I just put them on.
Mhm.
People
Yeah.
trip out how blind I am. They're like, "Wow, you drive a truck." Well, I have to have my four eyes on, and these are actually my old glasses. I forgot my glasses in the truck today. So good thing I have an old pair. But all my sunglasses that you see me wear, everything, they're all prescription. I am
Really?
very, very, very blind, man. So
Wow.
when if I ever need to pick up on a chick, I need to be wearing glasses because I can approach her and it's like, wow, it is way off, man, way off. What's up, Derek? Chicano Tube? What's going on? What's going on?
Hey,
Um,
what's up, Mikey? Hey, bro, question. I have a question about that. Uh, so, I still have my commercial license. I don't know if I'm gonna renew it or surrender it.
mm.
Uh, this year. But here's my question: when you go in and you wear glasses, do they give you any, or do they tell you, hey, you got to wear glasses, you got to take a picture with the glasses, or how does that work?
Thank you for
on
your best. Yeah.
on my license, it says that I have to wear corrective lenses.
Mhm.
It says it on my
Oh,
license. Yeah.
okay.
So if you want to go
Oh,
drive
I have,
B,
okay.
she's she's gonna look into that. Now it's up to her if she's like, hey, go ahead and
But
take
don't
the
give up
equipment.
your license. Just renew it. Because then to get it, what if later on down the road you want to drive again? You don't have to go through all the testing again. Just renew it.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, I would say renew it, Fred. What if you bump your head and forget to speak English? Hijo su madre. Now it's all over for you, Fred. Um, all right.
Right. man.
Okay.
But
So we're gonna get into a couple of things, but I want to go ahead and start this off real quick. I know I kn- I know nobody really cares, okay? But I care because I do watch. I am a fan of look, Fred's already tapping out. He's saying childless, man. I'm out of here. Um Kyle Bush passed away today at a young age of 41 years old. Now, many people might be saying, who the heck is Kyle Bush?
That's what I was
Kyle,
gonna say.
okay, okay, okay. It trips people out. I do watch NASCAR. I'm not the biggest NASCAR fan, but I do watch NASCAR. I don't like the road courses like Sonoma and all that stuff. I don't, not the road courses, but I do like NASCAR. I am a fan of NASCAR. I was a fan of Dale Earnhardt Jr. when he was racing. Actually, I liked him when he was the Budweiser number 8. Then he turned 88, and I was still a fan, but he was never that great. He was good, but he was never that great. Kyle Busch and his brother races too, Kurt Busch. But Kyle Busch is probably one of the greatest NASCAR racers of all time that never went mainstream. He never got noticed like some of the California guys like Jeff Gordon or Jimmy Johnson, those popular guys who were good, or like the Tony Stewarts when they were doing their thing. But Kyle Busch has the most wins across all 3 stages of NASCAR. Um, he dies at 41 years old. Still not a lot of detail. He went into the hospital this morning due to illness. That's all I'm able to see due to illness. And just a few hours ago, they report that he passed away. I don't know, but I want to send prayers to his family. 41 years old. He was an arrogant SOB. He was great. He knew he was great. He let you know he was great, and he backed it up. He was the bad guy on the track. I was a fan, but I'm not like a super big fan. But he was the bad boy on the track. He was that damn good. He knew it. He'll point in your face and say, "I'm that damn good." He'd wear the Eminem jumpsuit, and he just made racing a heck of a lot more fun. I know a lot of people don't watch NASCAR or gente, I should say. I get it. I am one of those guys that watches NASCAR, and it's a big hit. It's a big hit for NASCAR because, like I said, he has the most wins in NASCAR history when you talk about all 3 stages of NASCAR, from the trucks, from the Xfinity to the NASCAR series, which it has so many different names due to the sponsors. But yeah, he passed away, man. Sad, very, very, very sad. At 41, I don't know how he died. Just said that he was going to miss this weekend's race due to illness. Next thing you know, he passes away. Like, wow, that all happened in a span of like 6, 7 hours. So, all right, just want to go ahead, throw that out there. I'm done boring you guys.
you
Uh,
never know when the time comes.
there was nothing that showed that he was ill of anything, that he was like he had cancer or anything of that sort. He's still racing, and just this
Yes.
morning the reports came out like, hey, he's gonna miss the Coca-Cola 600 due to illness. He's being hospitalized. It's like, oh, okay, shoot, maybe he's got the flu, maybe he got COVID again. Who knows, right? And then just
Mm.
like 5 hours later, 6, 7, 8 hours later, it's like, sorry to report that he's passed away. Like, what the heck? So yeah, shout outs to Bean Loke. I met up with Bean Loke up in Modesto. We had breakfast. That's my boy over there. And that vatos on swole status too, man. What's up to Vic Med, a straight troquero right there. Rubber side
Oh,
down, bro. That's right. Country music. This vato undercover is a
watching
politician.
country music.
I got into NASCAR, man. I enjoyed it, and I went. Irwindale had a speedway. I'm telling everybody, man. You get in a race car and you take a few laps, man. It is some work. It is some
Yeah.
work. It is not. Yeah, a lot of people just said that it's like driving a car. No, no, it is hardcore stuff, man. It is some hardcore stuff. But
I've,
yeah,
I've been to. Well, remember I showed you too. I was at one. Was it last year? Late last year? Remember I was at I was one of the tracks out here. I was showing you the
right.
yeah.
Yeah, yes.
It's a major difference when you're seeing it live, bro. Like wow, it's like wow. It's yeah. You're right about that. Hey, but you know what? Let's confess since Vic over there said something about that. So do you dip as well?
Oh, the chaw, that just chewing tobacco. No, man, I'm gonna start picking that up, dog. Just, just,
Oh,
just so I could,
you dip,
just so I
you
could,
know.
just so I could fit the stereotype. I'm gonna chew tobacco and drink Milwaukee's best.
Hey,
Just
there
to,
you go.
yes, yes, yes,
Hey, I
man.
watched a channel with a guy he drinks Milwaukee's best, bro. I'm like, dang, that's crazy. Yeah, but it's cool.
All
Oh
right, all
man.
right. Hey, but in all reality, as we move on, to the family out there, I don't know if they watch Cholo Trucker, but if they do, you know what? My condolences. He was one heck of a racer. God, that dude was so damn good. Like I said, he never made it mainstream like some of the other popular guys because he was always like a bad dude. He's out of Las Vegas, right? He never got Hollywood behind him or anything, but that dude was one bad mofo on that track, and he knew it. And he would tell you, he would say it right to your face, and he won, and he has the most wins all together in all three stages. That dude was something else, man. R.I.P. to the late great Al Bush. But anyway, outside of that, B, how was your weekend? How was your time off, girl?
Good, busy. I'm always busy. I need a vacation for like 6 months or something like that.
6 months. What's the longest vacation you've ever had?
They're always 4 days. Over anything over that is just annoying, at least to me. I can't. Yeah, 4 days is good. Then I
Are
start
you
missing my house, my bed.
okay? So are you talk? Do you think you need a vacation going away or a staycation at home?
No, I need to go away. This time
Okay.
I would like to go away and not come back. God, one way ticket to I don't care. Just get me out of here.
Okay, okay. Well, hey, I just had a getaway, and I'm telling you this, I couldn't wait to get back once it was all said
Yeah,
and done.
yeah.
We'll get into that in a second. Fred, how was your weekend, carnal?
My weekend was great, brother. My weekend was awesome. I can't even say enough, brother. I just spent time with my lady dog, and it was just the best weekend, bro. Just Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, bro. You know, so we were out there too, man. We went out there for a little bit. I think on when did I talk to you? Saturday was it Saturday night? No, Saturday night, right? I was out there
Yeah.
with her. Yeah, yeah. So then, yeah, and then Sunday night, and yeah, so on and so forth. But it was awesome, bro. It's just quality time, and that's really it, brother. I mean, it was simple, quality time and good laughs and spending that time, man, making the memories, bro. Y'all thought I was gonna say making love. I know I'm making memories, guys.
Hey, sometimes making love is making memories as well, man. That's
Hey, I don't kiss and tell, bro, so I'm good. I'm good.
please let's not do
Anyway,
that.
yeah, but
Just,
it was good, brother. It was good. Thank you.
okay. All right, all right, all right. Nice, nice, nice. Yeah, I just for those who don't know, I went up to San Francisco and then I shot over to Modesto. I did the Bay to Breakers run. More on that once we get towards the end of our show here. So let's go ahead and let's get into a few stories. We do have Memorial Day weekend coming up. I do want to talk about that, but actually, let's have an update here. Now, B, you remember the day that Fred thought he was too good for us and decided not to come on, and it was just you and I. We
Yes,
covered this story right
yes.
here. So, for those, just to recap this story real quick before we give the updates, This dude, that's his daughter right there, in case anybody didn't watch. In case anybody just tunes in to see beautiful Fred and realize that he was not on that day, said like, screw this. I don't want to be here for Cholo Trucker and B. I'm here for Fred. I'm here for Freddie Fear, right?
That's
This
there you go.
this guy with the hat, he's the dad of that young girl right next to him. Okay. He ended up having sex with her. She moved in with him, and I believe it was the same day. He goes ahead, gets her drunk, rapes her. He starts claiming that it was consensual, which is probably even more insane to me. I would have I don't know. It would have all been crazy enough, but I would have much rather him just said, like, you know what? I went completely haywire. It wouldn't have been an excuse, but for him to be like, well, it was consensual to me means he's actually even more crazy that it's consensual that you're gonna be down to smash on your daughter. Um, she was 18, so all the legal stuff, it was her that had to be in charge of all that. The mother was trying to get involved, and she can only do so much. She ended up committing suicide, and they were looking at they probably really didn't have a case on this dude because they really couldn't prove that she killed herself because he raped her and because she wasn't there to defend herself. They were going with him saying that, hey, it was consensual, which again to me is actually some way somehow even more disturbing. But there is an update. B, what is the update on this case?
Well, he had court like 3 days ago, and he did plead guilty. So yeah, they're gonna give him just 3 years in prison, and he has to register for an additional 20 years as a sex offender. So yeah, and what he pleaded guilty to were like bogus charges because it was nothing to do with obviously leading to her death. It was just like incest, um, like taking advantage of her trust and providing alcohol to minors. See, there was a little bit of added story to the story that we didn't know about. Apparently, the day before the actual attack happened, there was some kind of gathering at his house where he went and bought the kids alcohol. So the next day was when him and his daughter continued drinking. So this was day two, and the attack took place, and everything else developed right after that. So yeah, I wasn't aware that they had a gathering with other underage kids drinking at his house. So they did get him for that, for providing alcohol to underage, like minors or whatever. Hmm.
Okay. So that's her mom, and that's her, and I think it was the where is she? The cousin with the nose with the bull ring. She was the one pushing hard to get this case going because it looked like he was just kind of gonna get away with it. But nonetheless, okay, so he's getting 3 years and 20 years probation. Is that what it is?
Registering as a sex offender.
Registering as a sex offender.
Hmm.
I once you register as a offender, I don't think there should really be a limit to it. Um,
Just leave
maybe
it.
it should
You're
just
done. Hmm.
yeah, maybe it should just stick on there, but they could treat it like probation or parole or something. I'm not even really sure. Well, I mean, I again, depending on what it is, because I've said this before. I've said this before. There are some truckers that are on Megan's Law for pulling over and taking a piss by the side of their truck, and that's indecent exposure. And next thing you know, they have to register as a sex offender. And I'm like, wait a second, hold on. That's not what that list is for. Stop doing that to truckers, man. Like, what are you doing? But nonetheless, all right, let's get Freddie Fear. We never got your take on this, Freddie Fear. Talk to us, Holmes.
Well, you know what? I wasn't on that day, but I was watching. And I just think it's sick, man. That's incest, bro. Like, you know what? This guy's getting away with it regardless. 3 years, bro, and
Yeah.
20 years of sex offender. Like, dude, that's his daughter, bro. You know what? Let me put it to you this way: this man is seriously sick, bro. And I'm gonna put it to you this way: there there's just things that us humans, and I'm gonna say it like this for to stay on with this. There are, let's just say, for example, myself. I'll use myself as an example. There is not enough alcohol that will make me do anything like that, bro. There's not enough alcohol in this world that would make me think like, oh, okay, like it's cool. Or let me put it, let's just let's go even there. There's not enough alcohol that would make me think to say, look at another man and be like, damn, you know what? Hey, he looks fine. Like, no, bro, no. You gotta have something sick in your head already, bro. Seriously, I see this guy as a sicko, bro. That's just. I'm sorry, it's a little funny, you know how I said things, but bro, like this guy's just sick, bro. And I think he's no, I don't think I'm saying it. He's getting away with it. No? He's getting away with it. That's just a sad part. That you know, he's giving kids alcohol. He's taking advantage of the situation. Um, yeah, that's just bad all the way around. You know what? Let me put it to you this way: for anybody to be able to say, you know what, I'm gonna take, you know, my child is going back to her dad's, to her mom's, or whatever. It should be a safe haven, bro. It should be
Mm,
somewhere safe. There should not be any kind of thought of anything like this happening, bro, whatsoever. You know, I just think it's sad and sick. That's it, brother.
okay, okay.
You know,
Definitely, definitely a double standard on a point that you made there, Fred. If two chicks get very drunk and they kiss one another, I don't think anybody looks at them like it's very extremely odd, right? It's like, oh, they got drunk and they kiss. But if two dudes start macking at each other homes because they're drunk, it's like, nah, dog, there was something in you already, homie. There
yeah,
was something in you already. You already were a sick bastard. Okay,
yeah, bro. Yeah.
B, what's your thoughts on the results on this on sentencing?
3 years ain't enough. It's not. And we go back to the whole outcome of the whole ordeal. This kid was bloody. She couldn't walk. She had to call for help. She had to get physically carried in by her uncle. How are they gonna just look the other way and think that 3 years in prison is okay, and then just 20 years as a sex offender should like put a band-aid over it? Like, I don't know. I think it's unfair, ridiculous, period. Like, say she wouldn't have suicide, that's still a brutal rape. That's horrible. So yeah, no, to me, I think it's a little bit. I think they should have gave them in prison 15 years plus, and yeah, the jacket of having to register as a sex offender forever. Hmm.
Okay, okay. Let me see. It's my boy crime. That's why he received 3 years. Oh gosh,
I
Vic.
agree. Yeah.
Good
Hmm.
gosh. All right. Okay. All right. First off, giving alcohol to minors. Look, I'll be real. Um, growing up, there was always adults. Heck, we used to party at the homie's garage, and his dad would be there drinking with us. It was pretty darn normal. I don't know about today, but it was pretty damn normal. Just drinking, being at parties. I mean, the average age at those house parties were like 15 to 25. Some could be a little older, some could be a little younger, but the average age was like 15 to 25, and anything went. Anything between that age group, anything went. Fighting, sex, stabbings, shootings, getting high, anything went and nobody cared. I know I'm not the only one that saw that. I'm sure I'm not the only one that saw that. It's just nobody wants to admit it. But nobody cared at that time. Now, me at my age, am I gonna be distributing, alcohol to kids and stuff? No, no, I'm not gonna do it. Even though when I was young, yeah, that was normal all the time. So if they were partying the week, the night before, oh yeah, I know what they're talking about. Of course, that happened all the time, man. When I was young, like yeah, we're partying. Hey, make another round, or if we had more pistos there or whatever, or let's go do a beer run. And a beer run didn't mean that you go pay for beer. It means somebody jumps out the car, goes in there, grabs 218 packs, and runs out of the damn liquor store and jumps in the car and we're gone. Um, so when it comes to that, I mean, him doing something like that, it's like, okay, do we really want to come down on him for that? Right now, nowadays, it's kind of looked at as kind of weird, like, I don't know, man, why are you hanging out with kids and drinking beer? Even though back when I was young, it happened all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It happened all the time, right? But because there's so many stories similar to this, I don't know if it's exactly like this. Now it's kind of looked at as you're weird now, right? Um, the sad thing about all this is the fact that had she not killed herself, he probably would have got a bigger punishment.
Mhm.
That's the very unfortunate part of this, because I'm sure mentally, Vic put it up there that imagine what she was going through mentally, right? And I'm sure she was going through it, especially when we got through the story. B, how the mother was saying that there was only so much that the mother was really able to do, because the daughter was already 18 years old, so she is an adult. So she's the one that had to deal with everything. They can only tell the mother so much. She can only get involved so much. And she ended up killing herself. But there is really no way to prove that she killed herself, because, I mean, she can say that. She can leave a letter saying that. But can you really prove it in court, right? That's the unfortunate part. Was she already depressed? Was she going to commit suicide already? Did she commit suicide because of this, or was she already damaged? That's going to be the tough thing. All that being said, the assault and all that, there's really no story on her side. There's only the story of the uncle and the mother when they went to go pick her up, saying that hey, she was bleeding. They could go to the hospital and get records. Hey, how badly was she damaged? Right? How badly was she beat up, or what have you? Which again, B, I remember you and I were like, wait a second, why is there a gap right there? When they went to go pick her up, what happened? Like
Yeah.
right there, like what? Why is it the story just skip? Where's the uncle at? Um, so I think with the evidence and lack of evidence, unfortunately, um, they can't really prove that she killed herself, because even though we're here like, no, that's why she whacked herself, right? Um, they can't really prove it. Had she not killed herself, I think he would have gotten more time. I don't think he would have gotten as much time as we would like him to get, because for one weird reason, especially in California, sex offenders, I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. These fools, 18 months later, they're out. Oh, they get sentenced to, 4 years, 5 years, and in 2 years, they're out. And I don't know what's with the soft sentencing when it comes to sex offenders, but a guy that did this, right? That's why I cannot wait when I'm dictator, because all these things are going to change. I'm telling you guys, man. This guy, the fact that he did this to a young girl or anybody, right? Right? Heck, even if you're a 44-year-old woman, didn't matter. But the fact that he did to his own daughter, like, you really believe that this dude is mentally okay to be roaming around the streets after this? He did this to his daughter. You know, uh, the fact that she killed herself, okay, fine, fine. We can't prove that That's the reason why she killed herself. Okay, cool. That's the way it is in the court of law. We can't prove it. Okay, but you got a guy that got drunk, partied with youngsters, which again, once upon a time, that wasn't looked at as weird because I was around in all those parties. But today
Yeah.
it is kind of looked at weird because yeah, you're why you hanging out and getting intoxicated with young people like that, right? But
Yes.
the fact that he would go and have sex with his daughter. Like, does that not strike you off that this dude is completely way, way off to have this guy walking around the streets? Yeah, no, 3 years isn't enough. But again, with the evidence and the lack of evidence and the unfortunate part that she killed herself, I think if she were here, we'd have a much better case on this dude. But that sucks, man. It sucks. He's not really getting the hammer down on him. So
No, no, he's
um,
getting away with it, bro. He's getting away with it. Like, and you know what? I mean, just because, like I said, I heard what you guys were saying the last time. She was bleeding, and it went on for like hours, right? Like 4 or 5 hours or whatever. He
Yeah.
like, dude, like, bro, that's just oh no, dog. Like, I just find it sickening, dog. Like, seriously, it's just you know, I don't know. I don't know. That's just terrible, bro. Like again, because didn't he say also that she's the one that insinuated it?
There's a lot of videos that are circulating on TikTok again,
Uh,
and they have actual recordings of her like saying pretty much a goodbye little message, and it's really
uh,
sad that she talks specifically about the fact that her dad did this and that, and that she was real embarrassed and didn't want anybody to know. And then there's another clip, but I it was like a home surveillance, so you can't really make out if it was them two, but it looks like he was like forcing this little skinny little thing, and like on the couch, it looks like a living room. So I don't
mm,
know if it was actual footage of their home, but if that's what he was saying and this footage was theirs, how can he even, very clearly you could tell he's forcibly throwing her on the couch, like her shoe even falls off and everything. So I don't understand how he would even say that she was the one that, brought it on. Yeah, it's disgusting, all of it.
yeah,
yeah, yeah.
yeah, and it's not one of these things where it's like, whoa, man, maybe this guy hasn't been laid in a long time. That's not what this is. This dude is really sick in the head. So this is not going to go away. He will always have this in his mind. He will always have that in here where he's going to need to act on it in the future. This is not something, there's certain crimes. I've talked about this before, covering like child molestation, um, sharing my story and studying it and everything of that sort. It's a different type of crime. It's not a crime where it's like you wake up one day and say like, man, you know what? Then I'm gonna go ahead and get into this, right? It's not like robbing or anything of that sort where you can get that out of your system. This is something different. This is mentally, you're mentally wrong. Something's going on up here that they need to fix. And just being locked up, unless they're really going to work on this dude, I don't even really know what they're going to do when he's incarcerated. They're going to let him back out. Old Tune says something right here, something what I was alluding to earlier. Some parents buy for the kids so they don't drink on the streets. You know what? I remember one of my homeboys, right? One of my homeboys, his dad he passed away, but he was an old school veterano dude from a well known barrio in East LA. And we used to party in his back garage. And his dad would party back there with us, right? And it was until I was an adult that he told me, he's all like, hey, Holmes, you know why I let you vatos party in my garage for so many years, man, just back there drinking and everything like that. I said, in my mind, I was just like, hey, because you're a cool dude, homie. You know what I mean? It was a good time. So, we took kindness back there and
Mhm.
everything. And he's all like, no, because I didn't want you guys doing that on the streets.
Mhm.
And I thought, oh man, I'm
Yeah.
like, oh, okay, okay. So I got it. I understood it at that point. All that being said, I wouldn't turn my house into that. But yeah,
No.
well,
No.
he'll be out. I don't. In all honesty, I don't think he does a full 3 years. Just being
Yeah,
real, I don't think he does the whole 3 years. Fred, I'll start with you. Does he stay in California after this? Fred,
Yeah.
Fred.
Hold on. The voice is robotic, bro. I can't hear what you're saying. That
Oh,
like it's
got you.
freezing on you guys. I'm freezing.
I hope not, Fred. But does he stay in California after this, or is his
Oh,
reputation
does he
complete?
stay in California?
Right, or is his reputation completely screwed here?
Oh, he's done. He's toast, bro. It don't matter where he goes. That thing's gonna follow him everywhere, bro. He's done. And he'd be lucky, bro. He don't run into, people. There's people out there that just have no mercy for that, bro. I think he's done wherever he goes, man. And you guys are right about the 20 years, bro. And then it can stop. Like, I think it should be for life. I mean, in this case, I mean, I can't get over the fact that he did that with his own blood, bro. His child, bro. Like, you
you know
you you
what,
know,
too?
bro.
I
There's a
wanted to add that supposedly he was popping the blue pill too before he assaulted her.
Oh
So
goodness.
why is it that he told the mom and that he didn't remember, he didn't realize what happened, but yet supposedly, I don't know if they tested him for it, but that he admitted that he had popped a blue pill before, which makes sense how he can go on and on for 4 hours. So which was it? Was he already like knowing what he was gonna do, or did it just happen? Like, because his story is all over the place too. That's why I don't understand why they went on him so lightly. 3 years is nothing.
Easy, easy, B.
no.
Not every guy needs a blue pill to go a long time. Okay, let's
You.
let's take it
Thank
easy.
you.
But
Thank you.
okay, Fred. But on top of that, okay, why is this fool popping a blue pill? He's not that old. How old is this guy? He's not. Why is
Yeah,
he popping? He
Like
needs
40.
assistance.
yeah. You know. Hold on, guys. You brought something up. It, Here's the thing. I noticed that with a lot of, let's just say, men, they do that now, bro. I I'm not gonna get into it, bro. But never, ever did anything like that, bro. Never
But
had a
wait,
problem. I don't know what it is with men, bro. And a lot of younger men too, though, are are
wait,
are, are doing that kind of stuff, bro. It
wait.
makes no sense.
Hang on. Are doing what, Fred? I don't understand. A lot of
A,
men are
a lot of
doing.
people, bro, to be intimate. Like,
Ah,
like, really, bro? Like, it's just weird to me, bro. That doesn't ring right to me. Like, it's just wow. Like, it just doesn't make sense.
hey, Joaquin from Albuquerque. Shouts to the 505. I agree with you, brother. I agree with you. However, I do think maybe there might be another victim in the future, unfortunately. But I do believe eventually he's gonna pay a huge consequence. It's just unfortunately, I do think he will have another victim at some point. Some states you post in front of your window, your residency is that you are a sex offender. Okay. Oh, this is messed up. Yeah, yeah. Damn. Well, I don't think he does a full 3 years, and I don't think he stays in California. I think he moves somewhere. I don't know, and tries to restart somewhere fresh. But I do think it will catch up to him. I do think there will be another victim, and then the hammer will come down on him. So sad. And I also want to bring this up because B, you and I brought it up. the mom side of the family didn't seem like there were a bunch of winners either in this.
No.
Something struck me off about the mom. Something struck me off. It seemed like the prima, the cousin with the bull ring. It seemed like she was the one doing the most pushing, but um, something struck me weird with her mom and that side of the family as well. They didn't seem like they were that brokenhearted. They didn't seem like they lost their daughter. Something was really
Um,
off about it, B.
yeah. No, I agree. I agree.
So yeah, yeah. So all right, well, let's get this fool's face out of here, man. Good gosh, he
Yeah,
made a
bro.
big deal too. All right.
Well,
So let's jump into look. I know we're talking a lot of sexual assault here and everything. Well, we'll be changing it up, but actually, there is a story because there's a legend that's involved in all of this. Uh, legend to a lot of us. You know, who doesn't love Ramon Ayala? Um, B, what's going on with the guy that I love bumping his jams? I've been trucking it. I've made videos here on YouTube bumping some Ramon Ayala. It gets that badass with one Mr. Ramon Ayala. B, what is going on with Ramon?
Okay, so apparently there are four men that are accusing not Ramon Ayala directly, but his son, which is Ramon Ayala Jr., of sexual assault. And all these four men are band members that tour with the son around in the bus, and they have came forward with these allegations. Some even have videos showing proof, and it's just a bunch of demented, disgusting stuff. Um, there was a clip I seen earlier where his attorney, Ramon Ayala Jr.'s attorney, because these men are suing the name, right? Ramon Ayala.
Mm,
They say that they had tried to speak to the dad about what was going on because Ramon Ayala was not present while these attacks were going on. It was the son, it was his bus, it was his band that they were traveling. Um, but they say it was kind of hard to get a hold of Ramon directly and tell him what was going on. So that's when I guess this all the situation, the silence was broken. They brought it up to like an attorney, and it became a big old show about 2 months ago. I like to say when it first hit all the news headlines. And yeah, like I don't know, to me the way I see and the stories, and because like I said, there's clips that these men have actually shared in court. It's disgusting stuff. So for his attorney to sit there and say that he was just playing with them, that it was jackass style pranks,
mm.
I do not agree with it at all, because you never seen Jackass sticking fingers in anybody's anything. I'm sorry, but no. It's just the severity of the stuff he was doing was more like, I don't know, I think he's just a gay man taking power to humiliate other men and take advantage of them in a sexual way, because there was even one threat that he gave the bass player. He told him, I can do whatever I want because of who I am. He's like, if I wanted to rape you right now, I could, and you're not gonna say anything because you're on my in my band, and because you are my dad's biggest fan, and you're not gonna want anybody to take over your spot in the band playing next to my dad when that time comes. See, so it's like, again, there's ways to prank with people, and when they become physical like that, and you're a man on a man, like, what is wrong with you? I don't see where it's funny, or like how you're being a bully, and it's just for shits and giggles, like they say. That's disgusting, you know
I mean, well, guys can get pretty disgusting messing around with each other. Okay. How old is Ramon Ayala Jr.?
I believe he's in his mid 40s, so he's old.
Right. Okay. So that's exactly what I wanted to get to
Hmm.
because because okay, look, look, being a youngster, you mess with dudes all the time, man. You know what I mean? You are shoving fingers in the ears, up the nose. You're wet willies and wedgies, and you're doing all kinds of disgusting things, man. I remember my brother. He pissed on one kid. It was you're doing all kinds of disgusting things to one another. But the fact that he's in his 40s, okay, at some point, you grow up. That was just kind of a stupid young kid male bonding with one another. You rib on each other. It's a little bit of a rough life, but um, but in his 40s, that's where I'm like, oh, okay, now I see what we're talking about. Fred, what's your thoughts on this story, man? Because it's really, I don't even really, I don't know who Ramon Ayala Jr. is. I don't,
Yeah,
I've
me.
never heard, I've
I've
never
never
heard of the
heard of
dude.
him. No.
But it's a story because it's making Ramon Ayala, the legend, is
Look.
bringing him down.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
what's your thoughts on all this, Fred?
You know what? I mean, I understand the horsing around and stuff like that, but I mean, this guy, I don't know who the son is either, bro. I just know Ramon Ayala. I know from way back on Nelio Reina, the Relampagos, all this stuff that came before he was Ramon Ayala, in a sense, as a solo act. So the son, I don't know too much about either. I don't know of any of his songs, to be honest with you. But I will say this: all the horsing around is one thing, bro. But just from the way B described it right now, it just sounds like an abuse of power.
Yeah.
Like, hey, check it out. I'm gonna do this, and you ain't gonna do nothing about it. Like,
That's him. Yeah,
wow.
that's him.
Like now, see, now it's no longer a joke at this point. And I think he's just sick, man. He's just, I mean, if he's undercover, I mean, bro, I don't know, man. I just think look, here's what makes the story odd, because it's a man on man of sexual harassment, bro. That's what makes this thing odd, bro. But then, and I get it, bro. We as men play around and stuff like that. And even to say, oh, like blood and blood out, give me some chochon, all this other stuff. Um, but when you say, I'm such and such, and you're my dad's whatever, and there's nothing you can do about it, you're abusing your power, bro, and it's no longer a joke. You know, it's kind of weird, if you ask me, though, seriously, because at this point it's kind of like, let's just say, hypothetically speaking, a cop messing with you. How do you, and I mean, like, such as harassment, and it could be anything,
Mm-hmm.
and you don't know which cop to trust. This is a man on man, bro. This is just odd to begin with, bro. But do I think the guy's obviously undercover, you know, bisexual or whatever? Yeah,
Yeah.
I think he's sick, bro. I think he's sick,
Mm-hmm.
and I think he's abusing his power because of what name he carries, and that's just sad, bro. That's
Let me,
sad, straight up.
let me, let me ask everybody in the chat a question. Is there such thing as a bisexual dude? I think once you're with a dude, you're just straight gay, but you just haven't like
Yeah,
fully committed. I don't know if
yeah,
I don't know if guys really should really get that bisexual moniker. I think once you
yeah.
go dude, I think that's it. You're fully dude now.
I,
You're just trying to play the part. You don't want to make it seem like you're 100% dude. So you're still messing around on the other side of the fence.
yes, I stand corrected. I stand corrected. And yes, yes. Look, bro. Let me just. I'm gonna try to say this as best as I can, bro. I've heard dudes say, "Oh, well, this and that." You know, I'm not. I'm the pitcher. I'm not the catcher, kind of deal, bro. Bro, if you could maintain aroused around another man, bro, I'm
Yeah.
sorry, you're gay.
You're
You're
gay.
gay.
Yeah.
You gay, dog. That's it. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. You know, I dog, like, come on, bro. Come on. There's just nothing. Again, there's not enough alcohol in this world that would make me be a ditty, bro.
Yeah.
You know, in any kind of way, bro. Never. The thought does not register in my head, bro. Straight
That's
up.
We're
disgusting.
we're
You know,
we're gonna put that to the test. We're gonna take Fred out to a bar one night. We're gonna take Fred out
bring
to
it
the bar
on,
one
bring it on.
night
No pun intended. Bring it on. No pun intended, right?
where there's not a lot of high knives. You know what I mean? It's more of a sausage party. And don't worry, Fred, the drinks are on us, and we're gonna put that to the test.
I'm
But
out the door, bro. If it's a sausage fest, and I'll be like, all right, guys, I'll see you guys later, bro. Because, yeah, no. And you know what? Let me say this. Going into this, so seriously speaking,
yeah.
it's selective view of who I drink with, bro. I mean, if
Mm,
I'm driving, no, I won't drink. But if it's selected people for me to drink with, bro. I really I did for a while was going to house parties and going here and there, whatever. But after a while, I would just it'd be at my house, bro, or at my family member's house. But I knew who I was drinking with, you know. And even when I did drink and I caught, I'll say I caught a good buzz or whatever, I always maintained to stop to remain in control. I knew what I was doing, bro. And so when people say, "Oh, I don't know what I was doing," no, bro, you're a sicko, dog. You're a sicko. I mean, if you black out, that's a whole other thing, dog. But yeah, but never in my amount of time on this planet Earth have I drank kind of really good buzz and walked up to a man and be like, "Give me some chon." Like, no, bro, no, at all, bro. Like, no, like I'm good, bro. I'm good. Anyways, go ahead,
all
bro.
right, we got it. All right, Fred. All right, let's listen to this just a little bit.
All right.
These men deserve to be treated with dignity.
Tony Busby, the attorney representing the victims, showed video
Okay, so this is Junior right here.
Yes.
This footage.
That one, yeah.
Okay, this is him.
and photos that appear to show Ramon Ayala Jr. on the tour bus. They appear to show Ayala Jr. in the nude. Another video appears to show him sniffing something, while other videos appear to show him touching people who attorneys for the plaintiffs say are band members.
Is not horseplay. That is not frivolous. That's outrageous and egregious and unacceptable conduct by any person.
Channel 5 News wipe with feces at someone.
Mr. Ayala Jr. denies the allegations.
Jeff Lehrman is the attorney representing Ramon Ayala Jr. We asked him about the behavior shown in the videos.
I mean, it's characterized as the movie he played, right? The Jackass movie. I mean, it's men on a tour bus engaging in behavior that men may do when they're on a bus traveling thousands of miles across the country.
He says horseplay happened.
Okay, all right. Oh man, there's a picture of Kyle Bush. May he rest in peace. Okay, all right. B, what's your thoughts on this?
That he is gay and he's a weirdo and he's power tripping over himself. Like Fred was saying, okay, they have money, they have a bus. Why not be like most of the people that are traveling? Pick up the girls and do your mess with them. Like right there was a guy that he says that he was sucking on his toes. Like, that's disgusting. I've never seen a man with a nice toe that I would want to suck on. So for him to be excited over another man's toe and want to like suck on it, that's disgusting. And then they did try to say that he's always high, so supposedly that's why, he plays so rough because he's high and he doesn't realize what he's doing. But there was a part right now in the video that you skipped where he not only did he put his finger on the inside of another man, he invited a couple others like come and do it too. So they're sitting there wiping everything off of the napkin, and then he goes to throw it at another guy's face. Like, how disgusting is that? It's just, I cannot. begin or end to think what is this man's mindset that he thinks any of this is okay, any of it is just horseplay. That's disgusting. That is disgusting.
Okay, first of all, B, let me just go ahead and say this. I have very, very beautiful toes, but only the very selective few will be able to see my beautiful toes. All right. Look, the defense in all this, right? The defense in all this is like, oh, it's just a bunch of dudes being jackasses and all that stuff. Look, does that stuff happen with guys? Yes, of course. As you get older to a certain degree, not really. You can still kind of prank one another. We're guys, you know what I mean? We do stupid things. But however, to the degree that what he's talking about, this is why this defense is not going to be able to hold. It's not going to be able to hold because grown men aren't doing this to this extreme to one another. Okay. This guy, and I don't even really understand the whole part. Like, hey, you know what? He's sticking his finger up this guy and he's inviting other guys to come do it. Well, what's the guy doing? He's just there allowing it to happen. Like,
Yeah.
what's up with that? Now, here's the thing. I don't know who Junior is. Now I'm starting to get to know who he is. Here's what kind of makes me kind of go back now. Okay. I love Ramon Ayala. I blast his music. He's one of the all-time greats. Okay. Where does he play a role in all of this? I've always said it, and I've stood firm. I've stood firm in all of it. I said, go back to the parents. Go
Yeah.
back to the parents. Do I want to believe that Ramon Ayala is, hands free on all this? Yes, I do because I love the man's music. Gosh, man, you can't have a party without bumping some of his songs.
Yeah, no, it's true.
But where does he stand on all of this? How is your son in his 40s this sick? You know nothing about it? Nothing at all. This is just, you didn't hear anything. Nobody came to complain to you. Nothing at school, nothing in high school, no complaints from any of the girlfriends or boyfriends or however he got down. Did he have any other cases going on in his 20s? Any of the other band members come up to you, Mr. Ayala? Because how do you not know about this? And now it makes me question you, Holmes. Now it makes me question you. Ramon Ayala, as I'm bumping your jams now, I'm starting to question you a little bit. Like, where you at, dog? Where's your mindset at? See, you're the one with all the money, right? So you could pay off a lot of people.
Yeah.
But now that this is coming out, man, I'm not saying the legend Ramon Ayala is a freak or anything, but I do kind of question, like, all right, well, look, if somebody is a complete wacko, and especially that they're on tour together. It's not like his son is strange from him. It's like, oh, he lives in Mexico, where he lives, in Florida, and they don't see each other. They don't talk to each other. They haven't seen each other in,
Years,
25,
years
30
out.
years, right? It's like, okay, that's one thing, but he's part of the team.
Yeah.
They
There was
ride
a
the
there
bus
was
together.
a report that I was like a interview for what he had to say. And supposedly people that know the family say that Ramon Ayala always raised his kids really hard. That's why I
Uh-huh.
go back to think that this Junior guy is just on the down low a gay guy, because supposedly he was really hard with his boys. Like, you're a man, we are the macho. That's it. Nothing else, nothing less. You gotta be the man. So because I was thinking about that too, because you figure he's been in the spotlight since the early 70s. You have never heard any allegations of Ramon Ayala being involved in anything of this sort with anybody. So where does this kid pick up this behavior? I say kid because it's his kid, you know, but it's like, and so now you sit here and think of the whole thing. Okay, if he is an undercover gay man, makes sense why he's attracted to men to doing this stuff, because it's obviously very sexual. So it's not just a prank. Like, that's for like a threat to be thrown out there. I'm going to rape you. That is like major stuff there. You don't just throw that, like, okay, you're gonna engage in a sexual act with somebody forcefully. Like, that is disgusting. That, why with a man, So I don't know, I just really feel like it was that whole double life. I'm gay in the closet. Now let me take my name and power and do as I please, and nobody's gonna say. Like, he honestly thought nobody was gonna say anything because of, like Cholo said, who his dad is, who the name is, and who he runs with. But I don't know. It's just really disappointing and really sad. But I don't know. I think they need to really interview the father and see what his real take is, like, in his words, not just people that know and this is what was said or this is how they brought them up. Because again, usually if you're a mañoso, it runs from day one, from the Father, the Son, the Holy Spirit. Like, everybody's involved. It's not just like all of a sudden this happens. Like, and at least I've never heard of anything that has to do with Ramon Ayala with anything like that.
Yeah, I would say this. I would say this, B. Once upon a time, stars or superstars, they used to cover up for them. Media used to cover up for superstars once upon a time. Their dirt wasn't out there. If they got caught drinking and driving, it was always on the down low. Hey, just shoot a couple bucks. Oh my goodness, right? I mean, years ago, decades ago, it was like that. I mean, if Elvis Presley, was living his life today, there'd be so much dirt on him, right? But because he was in the era that he was in, they used to protect superstars a little bit more once upon a time.
Hmm.
Uh, Today, it's not like that. Today, everybody's looking for dirt on the most powerful people, the most famous people, just to air out as much dirt as they possibly can. Um, so I still go back to the dad. I think this dude is gay and a sexual predator at that. Fred,
Yeah.
does this make you question anything of Ramon Ayala Sr., Fred?
You know what? It didn't at first until you brought up the whole thing of him having the money to kind of just hush people up, bro. And it's one thing, that perhaps it may have happened. I see now. I'm kind of leaning on that part. Um, you gotta know your own kids. You know your own kids. You know what it is, bro. If they're into certain things like that, bro. But I just think I'll put it like this. I just think the son yes. In answer to your question, yes, I believe in Ramon Ayala. Looking at it that way, I believe he does. He did know. He does know. But I just think that he just got sloppy with the other band members in the bus, bro, because they're not having it, dog. And they're like, no, you know what? And you know what? I think those men deserve a round of applause, bro, and a standing ovation, because you know what, bro? There's a lot of men that would kind of just hush
Yeah.
because of what they're getting paid, bro.
There's yeah.
There's no amount of alcohol, there's no amount of money that will make me do something like that, bro. You know, at all, bro. So I gotta give those men a lot of credit to be like, hey, hell no, bro. I'm not playing with this. Like, no, not at all. But do I think Ramon Ayala, perhaps knows about it and knew about it all along? Yeah, I would say yes. You know.
Okay. Okay. Is my image a little bit fuzzy?
No.
No, no, no.
Okay. Okay. I was wondering, my image was coming in just a little bit fuzzy here and that, but all right. So B, where does this story stand right now? I mean, is there a court date? Is there anything going on at the moment? I know it's kind of a little bit of a fresh story.
Yeah, well, so far right now, everybody's just has attorneys. That's where they're at. They haven't thrown out prices. It's still kind of under investigation because they're thinking that maybe there's other previous band members that have also been abused by this guy. So they're just pretty much in court right now with lawyers. That's it. There's no like follow up to a next court date. There's no settlement amounts, nothing. It's just they're suing the Ramon Ayala name, and that's what's going on right now. They're still investigating. Hmm.
Okay. Okay. All right. Just to wrap
I
this
mean,
up.
is there really amount of money, bro, that would make you be like, okay, well, I'm gonna pretend it didn't happen? I don't know, bro. I don't think I'd fall for that one, bro. I'd be like, nah. Because I don't think the money should be the principle in this matter. If it did happen, bro, like people should stick to this. You know?
Well, Fred, at the same time, I think it depends what we're talking about. What happened? Did a man actually get raped? That's one thing, as opposed to he got sex played with that he's not down with, right? Doesn't necessarily mean that, somebody was sticking something up him or anything of that sort. Just means that maybe somebody threw something with feces on him, right? And he's not
Yeah.
down with it. And then they said, like, hey, look, however much he was getting paid to be on the tour, it's like, hey, look, we'll pay you, $10 million. Just drop the case and go away. Yeah, maybe somebody will do something like that. Now, if a man actually gets raped, if he's held down and it is rape, then yeah, no, I don't think there's an amount of money. But if it's just something foolish where it's just like, oh, you know what, I don't know, somebody hit him with some feces, or somebody grabbed them in the front or grabbed them in the back with a hand or something of that sort. Now we'll just throw some money at you, millions of dollars. You'll be set for the rest of your life. Yeah, I could see some guy just saying like, all right, cool. I'll just take the money and I'll just be on my way, because it wasn't that serious to that degree where you can't pay me off. But if it's full on fledged rape, no, then I don't think there's
Yeah.
any amount of money where it's like, okay, cool, you could pay me off. Like, nah, Charlie, dog.
No, no, you're right. You're right about that. But I'll tell you what, if I'm on that tour bus and that dude or somebody, grabs my behind, bro, and squeezes it or whatever, we're gonna fight, bro. We're gonna fight, bro. We're gonna chunk them, bro.
What if they try to suck your toe, Fred?
Oh
You
no,
know, they don't let them.
we are gonna chunk them. We are
Are you
going to
sure? Show us
like
your toes. Let's see your toes.
Oh, you want to see my toes? I got pretty toes. No, no, I'm not gonna do that here. I'm not gonna do that here. Like, I don't want to check men online. It's like you know what? I'm my own OnlyFans. How about that? No, 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 no. You know what? No, we're gonna throw down, bro. We're gonna fight. We're gonna fight. Bottom line, bro. Like, and I don't care if you're a big dude and or whatever your name is or whatever. We're gonna fight. And that's it, bro. Like. It's just, yeah, that's just not happening, bro. I don't know, man. It's just, but I see your point. If it's just anything outside, but okay, wait. Let me get this straight. If I'm not, I feel like maybe I missed out on something here. Didn't you say, Becky, that they were sticking their fingers in somebody's behind or whatever? Oh
Yeah.
no, we're gonna fight. We're gonna fight. But wait.
Okay, yes.
What's the guy doing with his butt out like that, bro? In front of a bunch of other men too, though.
Supposedly, this guy was asleep with his back, like on whatever bed it was, with his back towards the entrance. So then they came in, and the son, like, right away held him kind of down and stuck his finger in there. So then he's like, "Come here, do it too," So they had it, like, he had him holding him down while they were playing with peanut
Yeah.
butter.
You know what? So they mistook him for Rosie. I'm just saying that's a joke, dude.
Yes, yes. I got the reference real quick. Yes.
Hey,
That's-
you went there. Anyways, yeah, bro.
Man, do I got something here?
Sorry, I'm sorry. Bring some humor into this. Yeah.
For Rosie, gosh darn it. Oh, yeah. Okay. What Fred is saying is absolutely correct here. When it comes to a man, what is the man doing? So how is there no violence on this bus? I mean, yeah, as soon as something like that happens, I mean, you let it go so far, right? Even at an older age in your 40s, being stuck on a bus, yeah, maybe a couple of dudes might clown around a little bit, doing some stupid stuff, and a couple of sex jokes or something stupid of something
Yeah.
dumb, right? But there's definitely a part. It's like, oh, whoa, you grab somebody's nalgas, you draw the line. Hey, whoa, like what the hell are you doing, dog?
Yeah.
Now you're starting to get weird, homie. Now we might have to pull this bus over and handle, right?
Yeah.
How is it that there's no violence on this bus? And the guy that was so here's the thing now. So is it just him? Because if he's inviting other guys to come do it, how is one guy holding another man down and has a free hand to go do that to another dude? I mean, he looked like he's a kind of a big guy, but how are you holding a guy down with one arm that you have a free hand to do that? And then the other guys come in, and I don't know, did it say if they did it or not? But
They did. That's why they were wiping with that paper towel, the napkin, and then they threw it at somebody else's face
yeah,
full of you know what.
yeah, no, and then him sucking on the toe. Fred, going back to the toes, Fred, would you be more offended on what toe they decide to suck on you, like the big toe, the pinky toe, the
You
toes
know,
in between?
you don't even touch my foot, bro. I'm kicking your butt, bro. Like, and I can say, you know what? I can say, you know what? You do that again, bro. I'm gonna put this foot up your tail, bro. I can't even say it because you might say, go for it. I don't know. But
Yeah,
here's my thing. Here's my thing. Going back to this, going back to that I can't fathom, bro. Again, I, for the life of me, and I keep saying this because I just can't wrap it around my head. Salute. Thank you. I would not stick my hand in another man's crack, bro. Like, no, bro. Like,
yeah,
no, and then be wiping and think it's funny, dog. Like, no, bro.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
not going to happen. I don't understand, bro. I'm sorry. I just can't wrap my head around it. How somebody could build up to say, "Hey, check it out. I think this will be funny." Like, no, dog. Like, it's not funny, dude. It's not,
Yeah,
bro.
yeah, yeah. The whole jackass thing can only go so far, man. Fred likes the 10 toes. I mean, if you're gonna do one, I guess you just look at them and say, like, hey, don't leave the other ones hanging. Um, all right. We'll see what comes out of this. Because it's four guys, right? B that
Yeah,
that are
there's 4 guys that are suing. Yeah.
yeah, there's four
Wow.
guys.
That's why they're still looking to see if there's other previous band members that also experienced sexual assault. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Old tunes. Come on, old tunes. Come on, man. Come on, Holmes. Come on, brother.
Oh yeah.
They
No.
said it. They said it was numerous fingers, not just one.
Okay, but Old Tunes is saying, well, with his face down, how did he know it was fingers? All right, we're not going to go all there.
If-
Go
so
there.
are they off the
Can't go.
tour then? Are they off the tour or what?
Yes, well, off the tour. This was happening on the tour bus. So what's going on with the tour then?
You know
Yeah.
what? They didn't say. They just said that came out. That's it. All they said was that came out. It all started with the toes, the sucking of the toe. Supposedly he was blowing and sucking toes, and the guy just came. It sounds so stupid, I know, but that's what
No,
blew the whole pot over. Like they had enough toe sucking. They're like, this fool's just doing his lines and sucking on toes, and we're done. I don't know.
see, at that moment we're fighting like straight up again, man. So you know what? So these guys are probably no longer going to be on that tour for whatever, They'll be like,
No.
no, ¿sabes? Con este güey, no, me voy con aquel moreno, el Diddy, vamos a irnos para allá, nos va a pagar más. Be like, bro, hey, va a estar peor, bro, va a estar peor. Cálmate, primo. Anyways, never mind. Anyway,
All right. Well, I mean, toe sucking is a very intimate thing, man. So yeah, if somebody sucking on the toes, that's something.
but
But
nothing with the man, bro, like a woman to do. Bro,
That's yeah. So this dude, you know what? So I'm gonna go ahead and say this. Okay, so the story we're covering, just to get off of this, man, because I think we don't want YouTube to kick us off here, but uh, to get off with the dude that we were talking about earlier, the dude who raped his daughter. This guy is like the cousin of this dude. I don't mean they're blood related, but both of these guys are weird like that, and both of these guys are like in that weird connection related. They're both of these guys are somewhere on the same boat. They may be on the different side of the boat, but they're on the same ship somewhere. You know, they're on the same yacht. You know, one guy's on a certain level, the other guy's on another level, but they're somewhere on the same yacht, going the same direction. So I'm gonna say that there's gonna be more that comes out. There's gonna be more that comes out now that this story's breaking. I'm telling you guys right now, there's gonna be more that comes out, and probably about Ramon Ayala himself. But there's gonna be more that comes out talking about during this tour, and there might be some fans that start coming out and start talking. I think this is gonna start blowing up here, unless Ramon is really able to pay these dudes off to like, man, you know what? I'll give you anything. You know, I'll suck your toes, right? I'll give you anything, man, to go away.
Suck your toe.
Yeah, but if not, I can almost guarantee, because this sickness is not something where it's just like, wow, I just barely started doing it. No, Charlie, dog, this dude's been doing this, and Ramon had to have some sort of knowledge because they're such in close quarters together. There's going to be more that comes out with this. So yeah. B, any other words before we wrap it up on that subject?
No, I don't have no other words. Just whoever's watching, take care of your kids. Watch them hard, because you never know. And even though they're more grown, like this young girl, look, if she was 18, you would think she was already out of the danger zone, and look at what happened. So you just, that saying that everybody hates, you never know, is the truth. You just never know. So watch your children, watch your surroundings, watch your toes, don't put up with people, just be careful. Watch your back. That's it.
We went to back. Oh, anyways.
To the back. Yeah, to the wall. Yep.
Your socks on.
All right. So we do have a long weekend. B, I'm gonna text you something right now. You have your phone handy, B?
I do.
All right. I'm gonna shoot you something right now. Okay. So I before we get to our weekends here, I went to San Francisco to do Beta Breakers. Shout out to our boy Robert Anthony. We do Men Rule the World once a month. He told me about it. I've never heard of Beta Breakers, but it is a 12K or 15. You could sign up for a 15K. B, I text you that because I want you to read it. Not right now, B, but they do such a great job in tracking your number, right? That's my number right there. I still haven't released the footage. I'm getting it together from the GoPro. It takes a long time to extract it from the GoPro, and then you got to buy so much room on your phone for you to go ahead and edit. I'm gonna tell you guys this right now. The metal sucks. Okay, there are much better metals than this. It is quite the vibe up there in San Francisco doing this what's it called? Beta breakers. Believe it or not, there are naked people completely in the nude running that sucker. It is crazy. There are dudes dressed like chicks. It was crazy. Look, I'm glad I did it in the sense that I ran it, but I'm probably never going to do it again. It's just not my cup of tea. I mean, there's people that are there to actually run, to get it done, right? And then there's people that are there. There's people there with families. And then there's dudes there that are completely naked. It's all flopping around and everything. It is crazy how the city really allows that. But you run from one side of the city to the other side of the city. Yeah, Old Tunes is it's a complete circus. It's a madhouse. But there are some serious runners. There are, I will say that there are some serious runners. So I went ahead and I posted a video of just my time in Northern California. And I went ahead and I posted my times because some people were asking, like, hey, how good did you do? How bad did you do? How was it? I will say this when it comes to beta breakers, the chip that they put at the very end, I'm sorry, in the back, they do a great job in tracking you mile by mile. And they send a summary of how you did to you personally. I've never been in a run where they specifically have a summary just completely defined on you specific. And now I'm sure it was AI that did it. I don't think there was anybody who was sitting there with I was just say typewriter. Good gosh, I'm going too far back with a keyboard. But they track you so damn well. It is crazy. So I want to toot my own horn a little bit here because I can't. I'm not going to suck my toes. B,
Hey,
can you go for it?
Junior,
Go for it, Fred.
with Ramon Ayala Jr. there chasing the naked guys with his fingers, and you know,
You know what, man? I thought I saw the tour bus somewhere around there, man. I thought I saw the tour bus. It is crazy because you do pass through a residential area and they're out there partying, smoking weed. They're out there, drinking and everything. And when I'm telling everybody, naked people, I mean completely naked. They only got shoes and socks on. They are completely naked. And that is crazy. But
Women too, or just men? You just mentioned men.
right, because it's mainly dudes. There are some chicks. There are some chicks that are completely in the nude. But let me tell you guys this. It's not young people. It's not like all like, oh yeah, I'm 22 and we're partying now. Let's go. Let's show our freak flag and we're gonna go streaking. It's people in their 40s, 50s, and 60s that are going completely nude. I did not see anybody under the age of 40. I would have thought that from like somebody super young or something, right? Like they lost a dare or they're trying to join some sort of fraternity or something of that sort, right? But no, it was all older people.
But
I'm
is
like,
there
man,
a reason why they were naked though?
they weren't actually part of a group. I would have thought that there was like some sort of. Now there is a nudist beach, from what I understand, somewhere in San Francisco, but it's not like they all knew each other. They were just kind of like scattered around, just like, oh yeah, there was a guy not too far from me, and he was just there, just like, yeah, whoo, when they're bumping the music, when we're getting ready to take off, because they let you off in different waves. They just don't let everybody go. There was over 30,000 people. So they let you off in different waves. So you're standing there for, gosh, like a good 30 minutes before your wave goes. And he's there just partying out and he's completely naked. It's flopping around all over the place. And yeah, he's just trying to wild everybody up. Just
you ran by a residential area with people barbecuing and stuff.
people are outside on the sidewalk barbecuing, bumping music, drinking. Some of the runners are stopping and drinking with them and taking a bong rip. And then once you're leaving the residential area, you start going uphill and there's security on the top of the hill. And they're looking for anybody who has alcohol or anybody who's smoking anything. And if you have a cup in your hand or something in your hand, they're like, no, you got to turn around and go back, or you got to drink that or whatever, but you can't go past this. That residential area, they just allow it. They just allow it. It smells like yes, God. There's alcohol all over the place. Some of the runners, and by the way, this is only like a mile and a half, 2 miles into the run. And some of the runners are over there partying out. And I'm like, man, you got a long way to go, Holmes. Are you gonna make it? But yeah, it was quite the experience, man.
Can you imagine you're running butt naked and somebody's barbecuing and you're going past it and they're like, hey, turn the sausages, they're gonna burn, and you're like, no.
I think this episode is rated PG-13. I think
No,
we fit
bro,
the
it's not
PG.
it's like, I'm sorry, guys. I just thought it was funny. Like, I don't know.
Oh
Anyway,
man. All right.
man,
So
wow.
B, can you please read the summary that they have on me?
Yeah, it's good. I seen it right now. It
All right.
says Eduardo Marin, 44-year-old runner from Ontario, California, delivered a consistent performance at the 2026 Bay to Breakers 15K Breakers bonus. Initially clocking an 11-minute 12 mile pace, Eduardo demonstrated adaptability by improving to a 10-minute 29 mile by second mile. Notably, the steep Hayes Hill impacted his third mile with a slower 12-minute 27-mile pace. However, he regained momentum, particularly excelling between miles 5 and 7, where he achieved splits of 10 minutes 11 seconds, 9 minutes 6 seconds, and 9 minutes 21 second mile, significantly boosting his overall standing, and finished at an elapsed time of 1 hour 34 minutes and 53 seconds with an average pace of 10 minutes 17 seconds mile. Eduardo ranked 151st in his age division amongst 4,080 runners. He successfully climbed from an overall position of 1,001 to 716 midway, although eventually settling at 864, showing impressive resilience and steady performance against mid-race challenges. Consistent pacing in later miles suggests potential for faster starts in future races. Yeah, that was good.
And
Awesome.
you know, if I swear, I'm glad I'm such a humble person. If not, I'd be here with the medal in my hand, showing off. Um, but I'm too humble for that.
You,
I,
you, you know why you say that's a cheap metal, bro? That's a
was
better metal? Because I believe you're a freaking Terminator, bro. You got some metal in you, bro. That's just, you're not you, bro. You're not, bro.
okay. I'm gonna be real, man. This medal, I was on Pastor David Rocha's podcast that they
Yeah.
do live
I don't-
every Tuesday, and his brother pointed out it looks like SpongeBob. I don't like this medal, dog. It's a horrible medal. I don't like the colors. I don't like anything really about it, but I got to show it because it's the longest run I've ever done without any obstacles. So I do have to hang it up in my collection. However, B, just like in the summary said, it said something along the line like better, something that he'll do better next time, that it
Mhm.
shows that he can do better next time. I'm telling everybody right now, there is no next time. Chale, Holmes. Um,
Was it because they're naked or because you just,
I,
it was too much for you?
Your clothes
no,
were,
no,
and you probably slip right through there, bro. Like, but I won't go to that. Trust me, I won't go to. That's something.
okay. Okay. You know what? I'll say this. If I ever do it again, I got to make sure I get the VIP. See, now I know. See, my letter was E. I don't know if
Mhm.
anybody can see that, which means I was with Group E. So that's the wave that I left with. Group A is considered VIP, and they're the first ones to go. So if I were to ever do this again, I would definitely, as much as it costs, I would pay to be in A or B, but I don't want to be behind that because it seems like that's where all the freaks are at. I want to be with like the people that are taking it a little bit more serious,
Serious, yeah.
because I take it serious. I mean, is it fun? Look, when I'm running out there with the GoPro, I kind of joke around a little bit and things of that sort. Like I want to have a good time doing it, but I do train. I do train pretty hard. I want to see how good I can really do. And hopefully by this Sunday, I can upload the footage. My GoPro did run out of battery because when it's recording nonstop, the battery lifespan is just like a little over an hour.
Mm.
Um, and you know, if anybody's interested, they'll see it's just like a lot of people, a wall of people, where it's just like, gosh, at some point I have to walk a little bit, power walk, try to get around people. So if I'm in the first two groups, then maybe I'll do it. I'm not so psyched to do it again, but I did enjoy the challenge. I did the 15K, not the 12K, the 15K. And yeah, you know what? At the very end, I actually was proud of myself because I was kind of doubting myself, like, damn, you know what? This is the longest nonstop run I've ever done. And I was thinking, like, man, what if I run out of gas? You know, what if I stop and start walking? It's like, man, like that's like defeat, you know. But no, it was good. I felt good at the very end. I actually sprinted at the very end, and the guy, the MC, is out. Hey, we're not sprinting to the finish line, you know. And it shows that on the GoPro. Hopefully, I got it loaded up, and I will be putting it out on YouTube on Sunday. However, I am gonna have to do some editing because the GoPro does pick up a couple of full moons, saggy satellite moons, unfortunately, you know. So, but yeah, it was quite the experience.
The
And
happy
then
face like Forrest Gump.
you know what,
So
B? You know what, B? I like that because I was thinking about cutting it out, like
The
skipping
little
that.
smiley
But
face.
you're right. I'll put like a little frowning face. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna get. Oh, I know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna look up. I don't even know what Ramon Ayala Jr. looks like, but I'm gonna cut his face off.
He's
Bam,
good looking. Oh my goodness. Okay.
Ramon Ayala Jr. He's a good looking dude.
Since he's a butt pirate, you're gonna put him on the butt.
I'll put him there. I'll put him there. Yes, I'll put him there. But it was a great experience to do the run. My time up in San Francisco was pretty nice. I headed off to. I went back and revisited where I swam Alcatraz, where I washed up to shore.
yeah,
That was a little bit crazy, man. Going, I had not been back there since I did the swim. And I went back there and I was just looking, I was like, wow, you know what? That was quite the experience. And shout out to Pastor David Rocha because I went east to Modesto. Shout out to Bean Loke, had some breakfast with them. Had a good time. Had a good time. Didn't really feel much of a vacation though because of the run and it just tired me out. Walking downstairs after the run, that's what hurt. Like my knees were sore, my back was sore, my shoulder blades were sore. And for one reason, walking upstairs wasn't bad. Walking forward wasn't too bad either. But walking downstairs, gosh, that was just killing my knees. But yeah. Nonetheless, got it done. And you know what? The three of us should do something here. We should do B. We should do that stair climb, B. You just climb stairs, girl.
Let's
You
go.
just let's
Stairway to
go.
heaven. Let's roll.
It's in Los Angeles. It's at the US Bank building and you just climb all the way to the top to the helicopter pad. You do it at your pace. It's you versus you. You're just climbing stairs. It's 70 something floors. Let's do it, B. Let's do it. Let's
Let's
do it.
go.
We'll do
Bird's
the show
coming.
we'll do the show from the top.
I
Mhm.
gotta get stuff taken care of, bro.
Mm,
But I'm good and ready. I am so down, bro. I am seriously so
mm.
down. I mean, I might pass out on the second floor, but I mean, I'm down.
Mhm. Let's roll.
It's all
No,
right. It's all right.
yeah,
B will drag you up the rest of the way, Fred. She'll drag
you know,
you up the
bro,
rest of the way.
down, bro. You know what? Let me say this, bro. I've seen that. I saw the one where you went up the building, the steps and stuff, and I've
Yeah.
seen where you're running and stuff, and how you pump yourself up, bro. That is so inspiring, bro. And it hurts me because I'm just gonna say I'm not it's not the weight thing. I have an injury. I cannot do that, bro. But that inspires me to want to do that, bro. You seriously inspired me to want to do that. my head off to you, bro, and I mean that sincerely. It's like, wow, bro, I am so down, bro. I am so down, like, and the mentality that I have, bro. I don't care if I gotta take baby steps to get up, but I will make it to the top, bro. At
Is
least
there
that's
an
Right.
what I say right
elevator to come back down though?
Yes, yes. You take yeah, yeah. You have to walk down a few stories, but I think it's like the 60 something floor that you're able to take the elevator. And it's not
Okay.
just one elevator. I think you got to take it's like three different elevators that you got to take to go all the way down. Yeah, O'Toone's running in the desert. That's what I was doing out at State Line, which they are shutting down completely. Um,
now. Wow.
Johnny,
I'll just
only if you could be my Johnny Cupcake. Only if you could be there as my cameraman. Only if you could
hey,
be there as my cameraman. That's it,
hey,
Johnny.
so after the race over there in San Francisco, um, so when you went out to dinner and they said, hey, you know what, I'll have beer, and they said, is the Blue Moon fine? But Budweiser's fine. But
They were giving me directions to go to the Blue Oyster.
The
Uh, only I think only
no,
Fred gets that joke. But all right, so
yes.
go for it, Fred. Go for it, Fred. Go for it. You're gonna turn the show into rated R now, Fred.
No, you know what? And I'll be quick. Now that you've traveled and you've done it before, I know that you've gone from Los Angeles to San Francisco.
Hmm.
Now, do you think that the area that I'm at is pretty much in the middle? I know it's a little bit further north. I will say,
Yeah, you're closer to San Francisco than you are to Los Angeles. But yeah, I that's why I get why you say the Central Cali. Don't forget about the Central Cali. Yeah, because you're far removed from San Francisco for sure.
thank you. Yeah, I just want to thank you for that, bro. Oh yeah, and not because I'm trying to be, but because a lot of people geographically don't understand. You know that we're like out here, bro. It's just different. But anyways, we'll continue. That's it.
All right. So it is Memorial Day weekend. Some people have a long weekend. Some people do not have a long weekend. But let's go ahead and let's get to our weekend since B already said she is down to go up. We're gonna see. I'll shoot you the information, B. I'll shoot you the information.
As
And
long as there's an elevator to come down, I'm good to go up. But I'm not doing that whole thing twice.
yeah, yeah. It's about three elevators. It's about three elevators. They send you in waves, one person at a time. Okay, it's just you go at your own pace, girl. You go at your own pace, and you go all the way to the top. Um, B,
Sure, man. No
what's
problem.
your weekend looking like? Your Memorial Day weekend.
Well, I got radio tomorrow, so you guys tune in 101.5 FM or stream us on kqbhla.com. And then Saturday I have pictures. See, I haven't mailed you guys the calendar because it was already kind of expired. So I'm doing my pictures for this year's calendar. So I promise you guys, as soon as I get that, they're going in the tubes and everybody's getting them. So I do calendars Saturday, and then Sunday I have pictures, but I'm actually posing. I'm a posing coach for those pictures on Sunday. And then Monday I'm back at the radio, but I'm co-hosting that day, so I'll be on the radio at 8 p.m. Same dial, same streaming, same everything. Yeah, so I'm not doing anything fun for the weekend. I'll work.
Mm, so B is a posing coach. I've never heard of that. That's
Yeah,
something.
you coach the kids. Well, not the kids, people. The kids that I'm posing this weekend are kids. They're I think 16 and 17. So I'm posing them, helping them out. So I'm a pose coach. But yeah, usually with us, the pinups, we have posing coaches that help us when, like, say we have like the pool pictures. They'll like tell us how to sit so like the lonja doesn't come out, or how to suck it in, or lean a certain way. Depending too on different shoots, they do have the posing coaches there. So Like if the photographer likes their stuff a certain way, they have the help there to tell you how to hold it and don't breathe and don't look and don't blink and that kind of stuff. So yeah, it's a thing.
Wow. We'll
Yeah.
have to get into that on another one.
Yeah.
Fred, what's your Memorial Day Day weekend looking like?
Well, it's going spending time again with my girl, bro, and that's
Mm,
really it. And see, I'll put it to you this way: I spend time with her, but I also during the day spend time with the kids. You know, for what it's worth, sometimes because sometimes they're off doing their own little thing in the house. You know, so it's not really a thing, but I try to be there. You know, and in the evening, once it's done, then I go out. You know, so yeah, I'm spending time with her, and just that's really it. That's it. I know. I had some stuff going on this weekend. I don't remember exactly. Well, I got some. I have an appointment tomorrow. I got to do some take care of that. But I mean, as far as everything else, bro, yeah, no, just take it easy on the weekends, bro. And then next weekend is a whole other thing. We won't be on, but next Saturday is actually I'm turning 25. Anyways,
all
yeah,
right.
Happy birthday.
Ah,
thank you. So yeah,
mm,
we're trying. You know, we'll see what happens at that point. Yeah, 20. Did I say 25? Yeah, 25. Just to make sure you guys heard it right. Anyways,
25.
yeah.
um,
Yeah. We got it, man. Finally get your cherry popped. Gotcha.
No toe sucking, Fred. No toe sucking.
uh, not me, but yeah, I'm just gonna leave it there. I'm gonna leave it there.
Don't let nobody suck your toes and don't go suck nobody's toe. Be a good man.
No, no, Fred, don't let nobody suck your toes. They have to earn that. They have to earn that, Holmes, all right?
Well, again, how a man could like fathom to put his mouth on another man's stuff. No, bro, no. Fuck
All right.
that.
My weekend, as far as this weekend goes, I'm a pretty patriotic guy. For those who don't know, I'm gonna go ahead and probably make my way over to Memorial Cemetery and just walk around and I don't know. I just kind of like to be in the silent and it's sad seeing like people mourn about it, but I remember one time, I think it was the first or second year that I was on YouTube. I actually recorded and I did put it up on YouTube and I never felt right doing it afterwards, right? Because there's actually people crying. I just wanted to go ahead and put the experience out there like, hey, you know what? I don't care what anybody thinks about this war or that war or the people that fought at that war. I'm just saying this is what happened, right? Um, but yeah, I just felt bad recording afterwards. So, but yeah, I'll probably go to a cemetery. Outside of that, I'm gonna take it easy just because I spent so many days traveling. And today was actually my first day back in the truck. So I'm gonna go trucking it tomorrow, have a 3-day weekend, and then back to the grind on the truck. So, and the weekend after, that's when I'll probably go back to back to baseball games. Probably go to the Dodger game and go to the Ontario Tower Buzzers game. But outside of that, as we started this show talking about Rocky, because Frankie Fear is a punk, the real guy
Yeah.
is Freddie Fear. What is your favorite Rocky movie?
I would have to say the first one. I love the first Rocky movie. Yeah, I really
Okay.
do. I love the whole franchise. When I was a kid, I used to watch it with my dad all the time, all of them. I
Mm.
used to want to be one of those kids running with him and stuff. My dad's like, those kids ain't even kids no more, and I'd be like, I don't care, I want to go. But yeah, I just feel like now that I'm an adult and I go back to watch the Rocky movie, the way he just built himself up from having nothing and getting married with Adrian and their little house and all that stuff. I think that's my favorite part of Rocky, the first movie. Hmm.
So when he gets married, when he marries Adrian, is part two.
Oh, is it part two? No, well, you know how he's like broke, and then it's just him and his dog. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. you know what? Because I get all into it and be like, no, that's part two. You know, I just kind of because you went from part one into part two. But yeah, I see what you mean though. Yeah, see, humble beginnings. And speaking of that, I mean, I know you know about it, Cholo. You know,
Mm.
there's a movie being made now about how he made the movie, how he became.
Right.
You know,
Mm,
there's a guy playing,
Yes.
and the guy looks, looks like Sylvester Stallone. You
mm,
know, so
Right.
they're making me now about how I guess it's how the movie was made, right?
Yeah, so they're making a movie because it's quite the story on how Sylvester Stallone made the movie Rocky. So they're making a movie about Sylvester Stallone making the movie, how he got the
mm,
idea, how they weren't when he's running by how he just had to jump out of the van because weren't able to get any permits to film right there. So he's running by the boat in training. So he's like, jump out of the van. Okay, start running. Things of that sort, and how broke he was.
mhm,
How he got the idea from Chuck Webner fighting Muhammad Ali, all that stuff. So they're making a movie on how Sylvester Stallone made the Rocky movie. So, and yeah, he married Adrian in part two, but he
mhm,
seduced her in part one. Okay.
Yeah.
He did take her up to the pad. He did start sweet talking them, just like Rocky knows how. I mean, if anybody knows how to pick up on chicks, it's Rocky Balboa, man. So
Hey, how to yell out the books for her brother. Hey, Paulie, whatever.
mhm, mhm.
all right. All
Rocky
right.
movies are a classic. When me and Cupcake first got married, that's all we would watch on the weekends. We would always catch it on Spike TV. They would have like all day Rocky. So the moment we would wake up, it was already playing. Till the moment we went to sleep, it was still on. So we would watch it, drink our coffee, go run our errands, do like market, maybe do some laundry. It was still playing. Like the whole saga was just playing all day long. And it
Yeah.
was, yeah, every time I think of Rocky, it brings me somewhat happy memories. So yeah, yeah. I love
Nice.
Rocky. Hmm.
What
They're for me as well. Go ahead, Joe. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut
no,
you off.
what is Cupcake's preference on Rocky's movies? What's the one that he enjoys?
I know we both don't like the Russian one. Oh my god, I hate that one. I don't
Part
know which one he likes. I'll ask him.
Okay. Okay. Please do.
Or
Please do. All right.
yeah,
And you know what's crazy is that most people like part four. Most people, that's their favorite, part four. It's not my favorite. It's not Fred's favorite, but most people, their favorite one is part four. I don't know. Maybe just because he's beating up a Russian, but it's very heartbreaking seeing one of the greatest characters in Apollo Creed dying.
Yeah.
Um,
Mhm.
my mother took me to see the first one, the first Rocky, and it's weird because we got to see all of them. And then up until the last one, Rocky Balboa, I ended up taking her to see the last couple of movies that came out. And then she passed before the Creed movies came out, you know. But those movies have a special place in my heart for that very reason, because of how life is, with it. So yeah, yeah. Part three to me was
that's
ultimate.
fine. That's
Mhm.
So
yeah,
high,
yeah.
so high.
That that's why Johnny Cupcake, that's why he's my personal
Yeah,
photographer. Even when next time I go do beta breakers in the nude, he's there to be my personal photographer, man. So
you know,
he knows how to get my good side.
don't give him statues, give him guts. Whatever.
Hey man, don't forget about Hulk Hogan and that
Mhm.
Thunder Lips, the Ultimate Man versus the Ultimate Meatball. Oh gosh, great stuff. Didn't they edit part four into a different version? Yes, there's actually a second part four version of it.
You seen that, Cholo? Have you seen that?
No, I don't think I've seen it. You know what? I'm sorry. I did see it. They actually it's just like a director's cut. They all the scenes that they cut out, they went ahead had it on there, and it wasn't that memorable. I do remember watching it, but I
Yeah.
can't remember too much about it. So I'll probably have to rewatch it. I'll probably
You
have
know,
to.
watch it, and I remember this, bro. That because it being my least favorite, and I say that on a soft note, it it really didn't do a difference. it's
Mm.
still, it's still like, it really didn't do a difference to me. Creed 2 actually kind of redeemed Rocky 4 because the continuation, you learn a little bit more, bro. But anyway, we're getting into Rocky here. I'll just leave off of that, bro. But
We'll talk
yes,
for days, huh? Yeah.
3, bro, stakes are high. He loses to Cleveland. He lies to Mickey before Mickey passes. He loses his train. It's just an ultimate all the way around, bro. Rocky 3, dude. Anyways,
All right.
that's
Yeah, we could keep on going on and on, man. I started wanting to bring up other movies, but nah, let's go ahead and end it there. All right. So B, where can we go ahead and find you tomorrow? Let them know.
101.5 FM in the Boyle Heights area, or you can stream me worldwide on kqbhla.com. So if you're not near me, you can still hear me. There's no excuse for not tuning in. 10 p.m. Pacific.
nice.
Pacific Standard
Yes.
Time. Okay. All right. So that
Be-
yes, Fred,
sorry.
go for it.
I got some content coming out tomorrow. For
Mm.
those of you who are into the rap music or Wu-Tang Clan and all the the East Coast stuff, I have a collector's cassette tape from 1995 that came out August 1st, 1995. I'll be uploading that content tomorrow, bro. So those of you who are into that and know about that stuff, I have an item that's a cassette that's pretty valuable in that world, though. So I'll say it like that. That's it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I saw your Tupac video.
And I
So-
still have I still have that little keychain and so on and so forth. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So you guys go catch Fred on Two Face Entertainment. I will leave his channel pinned in the comment section. That is our lovely B. I will also leave her Instagram pinned in the comment section, so you guys can go make your dedications to all the people that you love, all the people that you hate, all the people that you wish you could suck their toes or not. You can send your dedications over there to her. Cholo Trucker. We will catch you guys on Roundtable episode 10 in 2 weeks. Have a great Memorial Day weekend.
Peace.